a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So
yes, to build a stronger nation, that is the main thing that we need to work towards, to build a stronger nation, to transform Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, so that our children and children will have a better life, a better place to exist, to grow, to develop. That is what we want. We want betterment for not just this generation, but the next generation and the next generation. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. Again, another opportunity you and I have to dialogue, to talk. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Those listening on Vibes 101.3 FM and 106.3 FM, welcome. And also Wild 106.3 FM out there in New York. I want to say to you that the wheel of justice, sometimes it takes a while to spin, but I can guarantee you it will spin and it will come to that place where justice will be served. It will take some time, right? Sometimes you get frustrated. You say, no, they're not acting, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. But the wheel of justice will turn. It might be slow, but you can bet your bottom dollar you will get justice one day. And I think the Grenadian people are extremely happy when they saw the news that Sheldon Scott, the host of Talking Points, he used to be the host of the Hard Talk program, the NNP Hard Talk program. The name changed to Talking Points. And he is the main mouthpiece of the NNP, in my belief, out there. You remember when I broke the story regarding cell phone gates. In fact, I broke the story many years ago. And nearly all the news outfits took the story and they ran with it. That was great. Wonderful. It stayed around for about 2 or 3 weeks. And the NNP was under serious pressure. Keith Mitchell, I think, was either in Canada or the United States. And he was forced to respond because the pressure was mounting. They dug for a period of time. And then eventually, they had to come publicly and acknowledge the wrong with Sheldon Scott. Because Sheldon Scott was employed with a new national party, a political party, not the government of Grenada at the time. But he was using a cell phone with a particular number that the government of Grenada, taxpayers' money, was actually paying for month after month after month, right? And he was pressured, he was cornered, because this guy is on radio bumping his gum about everybody and anybody, right? And he has been doing so for quite a while. But the pressure mounted on him, and he had to come out publicly and acknowledge what occurred, what happened at that very point. And Grenadians were shocked with the amount of bills, right? The money that taxpayers were actually paying for this guy. Grenadians were in awe. They were shocked. They never thought that kind of money could be amassed over 30 days or so with a cell phone and whatever activity was taking place there. In fact, 1 month, Sheldon Scott's phone bill was $22,840.87 in 1 month alone. 1 month alone, right? $22,840.87. That's just in 1 month. You could imagine. In another month, Sheldon Scott's cell phone bill was $26,861.77. $26,861.77 just in 1 month. In another month, Sheldon Scott's cell phone bill was $20,183.20 in 1 month alone. So in that 3-month period, Sheldon Scott's phone bill in just that 3-month period was almost $70,000. But he knew fully well that this money, because the phone was, the bill was attached to government, he knew that, this thing not coming out of my pocket. So let's get it on, right? The guy knew, because nobody would be so dumb to not know that I am using a phone and I have to pay a bill, but I am not paying the bill, but it's not cutting off. So the service provider not cutting it off. All right? It's amazing. And this guy is still on radio as the main mouthpiece for the opposition force in the country. Still on radio. In fact, Keith Mitchell himself went on that particular program in recent times. The guy, the guy has no shame. Keith Mitchell was on that program and always on that program with this guy. But finally, the government decided, well, after thorough investigation, he will be made to pay. Right? He will be made to pay. In fact, he was served with a letter demanding that he pays within 90 days a total of $156,937.62. So he has 90 days to pay that amount. All right? And you can't owe government. If you owe government, you have to pay, or else you're in trouble.
I would not do anything that would end up costing the Grenadian taxpayer a single cent. That's what I will say.
Government first took partial responsibility for former public officers still in possession of and utilizing cell phones belonging to government and incurring bills amounting to thousands of dollars. Now Hard Talk host Sheldon Scott says he is taking responsibility.
Dear P.S. Clark, I write to you regarding the matter of mobile account 1473-534-5113, currently in the name of the government of Grenada. I acknowledge that this number was assigned to me in May 2013 in my capacity as Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sport and has been in my possession up to the end of my parliamentary stint in 2016, June 2016. Said number remained in my possession after June 2016, and as such, I accept full liability and responsibility for all charges incurred on said account Digicel number 1473 534 5113 from July 2016 to the present date.
The former senator said he wants an amicable solution to the problem.
Please note that I have discontinued the use of this number, and I trust between myself and your ministry, an amicable formula for the repayment and or payment of any sums paid or owed on said account can be reached within a reasonable time frame. Looking forward to your response on this matter soonest.
Scott's silence breaks after 2 weeks of the controversy, which led to Government Minister Oliver Joseph and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell addressing the issue. During this morning's program, broadcasted via social media Facebook, Scott told the nation this is the only time he will be addressing the cell phone gate scandal, adding that people have been attacking members of his family due to the issue. His statements come almost a week after government says it had taken steps to remove people no longer eligible for inclusion on its cell phone plan. The issue was taken up by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell at a town hall meeting in Canada, where he said the lack of accountability in the public system is a problem. Prime Minister Mitchell said he was embarrassed following reports that a former government employee had racked up an almost $70,000 phone bill that is still on the NNP administration cell phone plan. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, JBN News.
Yes, so so the guy came out after pressure. This was not something that he just decided, well, let me come out and address this. It was serious public pressure that caused him to come out and admit to what happened. Because you could imagine, this guy was working with the New National Party, a political party, not the government of Grenada, but the government of Grenada was paying his cell phone bills on a monthly basis. But look at the amount. This 20-something thousand, $20-something thousand a month for at least these 3 months. Right? You could imagine that. I don't know what the guy was doing in terms of the use of his cell phone. I don't know what he was doing during that time. I can't tell you. But I am happy that the government served him a letter demanding that he pay within 90 days $156,937.62. And for those who believe that Keith Mitchell going to help him, you're making a mistake. Keith Mitchell don't spend money like that. He's a very low person with his finances. He would not pick up $156,000 and give to this guy to pay out. It would not happen. Right? It will not happen. I know this creature. So I can tell you what may happen. They may have a GoFundMe page to beg people to help to pay that, to beg the NNP supporters to help to pay that bill, or the GoToFet page. They normally use this GoToFet page to ask for assistance and donation and whatever. So they may explore that to see if the people in the diaspora can help him to foot the bill. But it's a lot of money, and he has to pay in 3 months. So he has 30, so in 90 days. He has 90 days to pay up that money. All right? But don't believe that Keith Mitchell going to take his money and help this guy. No, that would not happen. You hear me? It would not happen. Check it out. Keith Mitchell has not, in my view and belief, invested anything in a pig pen in this country to create a couple jobs for our people. You hear me? Yeah. I'm telling you, this guy would not spend a cent on this thing. But Sheldon Scott has to pay. He has 90 days to do so. Right? 90 days. He has to pay up. So I'm happy, and I think a lot of people, they're happy that finally they got him. They investigated. I remember months and months ago, I got word that they're investigating. They're taking their time to investigate, which is a good thing. They investigated, and let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes, right? Let's see how it goes. Yeah, let's see how it goes. But folks, I just thought I should speak about that, let you know that he was served, and that's the same guy who is on the Talking Point program. I think Talking Points. It used to be Hard Talk. Remember that Hard Talk program? Right? The NNP Hard Talk program. So the same guy. He's around still, bumping his gum on that particular program. And let's see how it goes. It's really embarrassing, There are so many people who are wrong this NNP, and they always end up in some kind of thing. You remember the guy who went on the stage and say Mammy Mitchell? I think he made a mistake and he said NDCites instead of NNPites. I think it was up in River-Sally, somewhere up that side. Remember that guy? I think Ron Williams is his name. And we can just call a whole pile of names, right? It's amazing how this organization attracts these kind of people, which is really, really sad. Very, very sad. On another note, moving on, I understand that there's a particular individual who owes a lot of rent, right? Living somewhere in the south. I don't know if it's in the Limes of Frequency, somewhere down there. And that particular individual owes a lot of rent to the landlord. And a landlord called me to say, well, look, there's a particular individual who bumping his gum, running his mouth, and he owes a lot of money in rent, right? And he has a reputation of being bad pay, right? And they have a legal letter also to serve that individual, right? I don't know who the person is, but I understand that said individual, somebody who lives somewhere down in the south of the island, so either the Limes, Frequency, Cali, somewhere down there, right? Hazard, good morning. How you doing, Hazard? My good partner, Hazard. I think Hazard lives in Frequency. Hazard, my good partner. He was an ex-police officer. He lives somewhere in Frequency. Yeah, so I understand that a landlord, has instructed her lawyer, he's her lawyer, to issue a pre-action letter for rent owed, and it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money owed. So, boy. Anyways, let's move on. Right? Let's move on. Let's move on. Folks, I want to say to you, the NNP is frightened. They are frightened because the economy is being managed well. All right? And folks, don't believe I didn't know all what was taking place there and what would have happened ultimately. Don't believe that. All right? I just stay quiet. I know certain things is happening. I stay quiet and let it happen, and then we all will get to know. All right? Because I'm in the driver's seat. Don't believe I don't know a lot of stuff around here. Good. So I'm saying to you, the NNP is scared. They're frightened because they thought that the economy will crumble by now. And let me tell you this. I have the facts. Keith Mitchell, some time back, made certain statements predicting that the economy will collapse. What's that effect? And the CBI program, this would happen to it and that would happen to it. Right? And that was last year. Last year, he made certain predictions. Say, boy, bad things going to happen. bad things. That is why these guys are on radio and so on, saying certain things about the CBI program.
We are here so people know that the NNP is there in the slips waiting because they're edging the ball every day, sisters and brothers. So what we want to tell people is simply this: we must mobilize and get ready for delivering and helping our country to be rescued. We have to do this, sisters and brothers, because this government can fall at any time. That's a fact. Because when sometime next year or so, when the economy, and because the CBI program will not be able to function as before, given
yeah, you see, the prophet of doom and gloom, right? So you talk about the CBI program there, all right? You won't be able to function this and function that. But now the CBI program actually rake in over $1 billion in revenue.
That's a fact. Because when sometime next year or so, when the economy, and because the CBI program will not be able to function as before, given the problems that it will face, and because they have no plan for economic development in this country, you're going to see a lot of problems facing our land. And anything can happen, sisters and brothers.
Keith Mitchell, you're full of mess. So Keith Mitchell now, the man was predicting, real bad things would happen to the economy. So the Citizenship by Investment program broke record. All right? The Citizenship by Investment program broke record. For the first time in many, many years, we saw $1 billion or more in revenue coming from the Citizenship by Investment program. Over $1 billion. So that program is doing well.
Grenada is experiencing major benefits with its earnings under the Citizenship by Investment program, noting a record 40% increase in revenue earned by government for the first 9 months of 2022 compared to the same period in 2021. To further break this down, government collected $112 million in 2022 during the first 9 months from the CBI program, while $80 million was collected for the same period in 2021. Additionally, the approved applications for private sector projects will potentially generate $207 million in investment project funds for the period January to September 2022, compared to the $161 million for the same period in 2021. These numbers are why government is keen on ensuring a healthy investment climate in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, as it has proven to be beneficial for the state. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell says the investment migration, or citizen by investment industry, is a $20 billion industry, and Grenada can reap positively from this sector. He was delivering the keynote address at the Investment Migration and the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited annual roundtable conference on Thursday at Radisson Beach Resort.
The Government of Grenada will be moving purposefully and systematically to strengthen our CBI program. The National Transformation Regulations will be brought to life to ensure that the fund is actually created and that the projects funded by the NTF are those designed to fundamentally change for the better our quality of life and resilience as a people. And I listened to Bruno talk about the fact that the funds should not be used for recurrent expenditure, but to really be placed in projects and programs that are transformative and that can sustain and improve quality of life for our people.
Government has begun restructuring the local CBI program to ensure it operates at maximum capacity while at the same time serving in the best interest of the country. A new board was instituted and the process of increasing staff at the CBI office has begun. Prime Minister Mitchell says the CBI program, though heavily focused on hotel and real estate investment, falls within his government's transformational agenda for the tourism sector, which will translate to even more benefits for the country.
Speaking to our transformational agenda for tourism, on page of my party's manifesto, we committed to grow room stock in Grenada to 4,000 hotel rooms, whereby special investment incentives will be provided for expansion of room stock in parishes outside of St. George. And to promote high-end stayover visitors, we will promote investment in small to medium-sized luxury hotels and villas to attract visitors seeking a special experience and destination. And therefore, special incentives will be given for the development of tourism in rural communities.
Yes, so again, just saying that the CBI program is doing well is the IMA, I think. Yes, IMA. So they rebranded it. So again, it's doing well. In 2023 alone, we saw over $1 billion in revenue. But remember, Keith Mitchell was predicting the opposite. He spoke about the CBI program, predicted that the CBI program, this would happen, that would happen. And he also spoke about the economy, all right?
We are here so people know that the NNP is there in the slips waiting because they're edging the ball every day, sisters and brothers. So what we want to tell people is simply this: we must mobilize and get ready for delivering and helping our country to be rescued. We have to do this, sisters and brothers, because this government can fall at any time. That's a fact. Because when sometime next year or so, when the economy, and because the CBI program will not be able to function as before, given the problems that it will face, and because they have no plan for economic development in this country.
Yeah, so folks, that was the year before, right? So that was Keith Mitchell, not this year. That was Keith Mitchell talking last year. Predicting doom and gloom, all right? Yeah. So since then, the CBI program surpassed expectation. The economy got a good bill of health from FROC, the oversight committee looking at our finances and the economy.
The government of Grenada receives positive reviews for its fiscal performance during 2023, largely credited to the exceptional performance of the tourism and construction sectors. The Fiscal Resilience Oversight Committee, FROC, tasked with monitoring and reporting on government spending and financial activities, released its annual report on March 28, 2024, followed by a press conference to discuss its key findings. 4 significant points emerged from the report. The Grenadian economy expanded further in 2023, primarily propelled by robust activity in tourism and construction. Inflation rate saw a moderate decline, aligning with global trends. Labor market conditions improved with increased job availability, notably in tourism-related sectors. And finally, the domestic banking sector remained stable, boasting high liquidity and relatively low non-performing loans. These positive developments offer a beacon of hope for Grenada amidst challenging external factors such as geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and persistently high global inflation rates. Leon Bullin, an economist and member of the FROC, highlighted that Grenada experienced a remarkable 5.5% growth in 2023, marking a return to pre-COVID levels in economic activities.
This outturn was shaped by the ongoing robust recovery in the tourism industry, as I mentioned earlier, proxied by the hotel and restaurants, which grew by 15.6%. Construction rose by 12.6%, and transport, storage, and communications by 5.2%. We also saw some positive contribution from education of 3.8%. On the flip side, there was some contraction in the agricultural sector of 6%. On account of adverse weather conditions during 2023. In construction, it's estimated to have expanded by 12.6%, consistent with a vibrant tourism industry and coupled with ongoing public and private sector investments.
The FROC's findings also revealed a concerning increase in Grenada's import bill, which rose to $589 million in 2023. On the flip side, there was a surplus of $1.1 billion in trade in services, indicating a more balanced economic landscape.
Yeah, so you know what's nice about this? Everything this man predicted, everything Keith Mitchell predicted would go wrong, ended up going good. Every single thing. He predicted that the economy would, be in real problems. He predicted the CBI program would be in real problems. But look at the reviews. Look at the feedback from the experts. The economy is doing well, exceptionally well. The Citizenship by Investment program is doing well, exceptionally well. Come on, because you see, when a good man ruleth, when a righteous man governs, the people will be happy. Good things will come the way of the country and the people. But when a wicked man ruleth, the people will mourn. And we saw that in 23 years and a half of the NNP being in power. We saw what happened to this country. So I am really happy that things are looking good for Grenada. The economy is doing well. The CBI program is doing well. And I told you before, the reason why they were targeting the Citizenship by Investment program, right? And it was not by accident. They were doing so because they knew fully well that this program is important to Grenada's economy. They knew that. And that is why they were targeting the program. Every time they open their mouth, they targeting the program, the CBI program, the CBI program, the CBI program. They were upset. They were angry that the program was able to generate revenue in excess of $1 billion. So they were not doing that by mistake or by guess. They know that the government heavily depends on that program to bring in a certain amount of money to build roads and schools and clinics and pay salaries and do a number of things. So they know. They're not stupid. The opposition forces. You remember this guy? The same Tomcat?
And remember, Mr. Nazim Burke is a CBI. Brother Naz is a CBI agent now, Yeah. But amongst the CBI agents, that is a cause for concern. They've been speaking about it. Because there can be serious damage while other countries were not taking in people. So you have a CBI program in St. Kitts. They were not taking Russian applicants. Since the war started in the Ukraine, they had cut it off, as Grenada had cut it off at that point in time. On returning to office, this administration reopened taking applications from Russia, where Dominica wasn't doing it, St. Kitts wasn't doing it, St. Lucia wasn't doing it, right? Dominica wasn't doing it. So all these islands in the OECS, they were not taking applications under the CBI program from Russians. Grenada was the only one, so Grenada get all. So if it was a situation where the other islands were doing it, Grenada would not reach $1 billion because they did not have that pipeline of all the Russian people going to one place. That wasn't a situation that existed. You would have had all the other countries having a share of that money. Instead, Grenada hogged the market. But the other part of this you have to understand is that our present...
Yeah, so that's the same guy, same Tomcat. You see, these guys are angry that Grenada is doing well and that the Citizenship by Investment program is doing well. And we are realizing much needed revenue from that program. So we can build roads, we can fix roads, we can build schools, we can fix schools, we can build, let's say, renovate, firstly, renovate medical stations, fix them and so on. We can build medical stations, hospital, we can renovate, we can upgrade, we can build new one. You know about the new teaching hospital facility that we are about to undertake. We got the lands and so on already. You know, we can pay salaries, we can invest in youth development, we can invest in women's development. We can, in other words, things can happen with the revenues that we generate from the program. So they know that. They want to see Grenada on its knees. That is why they're attacking nearly all the good initiatives of this government. And anyway, they believe that the government will generate revenue, generate resources to build the country, to better the country, to improve the country, they're attacking it. But so far, they have not been successful. They have not been successful. So I've been telling you that if they are patriotic, they would never attack the Citizenship by Investment program like that because it generated $1 billion or more. Come on, you should be proud. You should be happy that we were able to, see the program generating that, and the program is doing well regionally and internationally because there's a lot of due diligence that's taking place with the program. So things are happening. Things are happening with the program, and it's run well. But now they vex, and these same people want to come back in power. They want to come back in power, but they want to see Grenada on its knees. That is why Keith Mitchell made those statements. And you have to listen to what he said. Just listen, even from the start, what he was saying. You see?
We are here so people know that the NNP is there in the slips waiting because they're edging the ball every day.
Yeah. So he's saying that the NNP is waiting, right? They're in the slips waiting, they're edging the ball every day. It's like he's waiting for something bad to happen. And if not wait, I am of the view that the opposition forces generally, they are more or less doing things or bad things to happen to the country, in my belief. So they're not just waiting, the opposition forces. They are doing things for bad things to befall Grenada, which is sickening, which is sad. So here you have this guy speaking, and you wonder, if you're patriotic, if you love this country, you would never wish bad on your country. You would never hope that bad things befall this country. No, you want good for Grenada.
Sisters and brothers. So what we want to tell people is simply this. We must mobilize and get ready for delivering and helping our country to be rescued. We have to do this, sisters and brothers, because this government can fall at any time.
You could imagine that? That is how this guy is speaking on a platform. Yeah. This thing is scary if you don't know. Because instead of this guy helping, right? Because look, the NNP supporters generally, they listen to him. And they're thinking the same way. And they're saying the same things. They want this government to fall. They want bad things to befall Grenada, to happen to Grenada. That is what they want. They have not been successful to date. But that is exactly what they want.
That's a fact. Because when sometime next year or so, when the economy, and because the CBI program will not be able to function as before, given the problems that it will face, and because they have no plan for economic development in this country, you're going to see a lot of problems facing our land.
You see, so this is what this guy wants, right? They are not genuine, and I told you months and months ago, they are not genuine about Grenada and the development of Grenada. The NNP wants to see Grenada on its knees, in my belief, because they believe if bad things happen to Grenada, then they will just walk back into power. That is what they believe. So they're out there pushing all these kind of things. They're out there doing that. And we need to say it as is, because this country belongs to us. You and I, everybody here, this is our place. We want good for Grenada. But they're out there on programs, on different platforms, pushing all this negativity. Boy, a lot of rain is falling in Grenada at this point in time, which is great. Nawasa shouldn't have any problem for water after today. I mean, a lot of rain is falling in my neck of the woods, and I believe it's falling throughout the country. But I've been telling you that from day one. They want bad things to happen to Grenada. If you listen to their programs, all they want is bad things to happen to Grenada. They are not getting it because this government is stable. This government is functioning with intelligence. They're planning. They're not whooping. They have a good leader and a good team working together. They're united. They're focused. Right? So far, we have not even heard about one conman. Not one conman coming into Grenada and conning this government. So far, not one crook, not one conman came into Grenada and con the Grenada government. So far, we have been on top of things throughout, and Grenadians are happy. They're proud of that because we want Grenada to develop. We want Grenada to transform. But we have to continue to paint the opposition forces as underminers, as unpatriotic, as people who don't want good for this country. And we have to show people, put the evidence on the table to show you why we are saying that they don't want good for Grenada. I continue to put the evidence on the table to show you that they're unpatriotic and they don't want good for this place. They want to see Grenada on its knees. And they're waiting. They're doing certain stuff also, but they're waiting to see something bad happen. They want that to happen, but it's not happening. But if you are patriotic, if you love this country, you would rejoice when good things happen in this place. And I tell people for the last almost 2 years, the opposition forces, they have been very, very negative. Nearly all good things, nearly all the good things that happen in this country, they have been critical about it. They have been negative about it. Nearly all the good things. I'm telling you. And I red flagged that long time ago. I red flagged that. And I said so openly, that they don't want good for this country. And I'm happy that you're seeing through it, that they really don't want good for this country. All right? So the Honorable Claudette Joseph, she'll be addressing a press conference this morning at 9 a.m. And certainly the Sheldon Scott matter will come up, right? So that will come up certainly at 9 a.m. this morning. And we look forward to that press conference. All right, so legal matters. She'll be talking about legal matters this morning. Let me just play a little promo here because the Honorable Claudette Joseph, she has a planned event for Father's Day on the Carenage coming up.
This Father's Day, we're heading to We Pan Fest. Join Senator Claudette Joseph and the town community on Sunday, June 16th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Pedestrian Plaza on the Carenage for an unforgettable evening of music, culture, and a good line for the entire family. Enjoy sensational steel band performances by the Co-op Bank Comancheros, Suzuki Food Fair Pan Wizards, and reigning Panorama champions Next A New Dimension. But that's not all. Groove to performances by Rootsman Kelly, Black Adan, Chaos, LED, Lasho, Zeal, and Young Mad. Food and drinks on sale. Face painting for the kids. Perfect for the whole family. And the best part, entry is absolutely free. We Pan Fest this Father's Day, Sunday, June 16th, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the Carenage.
On the Carenage. So again, don't forget that the Honorable Claudette Joseph, she has that activity for Father's Day on the Carenage. We Pan Fest on the Carenage. All right. Someone is asking, when is the first town hall meeting? Let me get it here. So the first town hall meeting is today, June the 10th, at the MacDonald College St. Patrick. That's today. So the first town hall meeting is today, June the 10th, at MacDonald College St. Patrick. The next would be at the Luke Cinema, St. Andrew on June the 17th, and then Hillsborough Government School on June the 19th, and on June the 24th, Boca Secondary School. So it's 4 town hall meetings so far. I don't know if they have any beyond that, but that's the date and the venue. All right. I want to extend my deepest condolences to Dr. John Lane and Dr. Trevor Lane. The mother passed away recently. In fact, I visited Dr. John Lane last evening to extend my deepest condolences to him and the family. Right, some very nice people, And well, I missed Trevor, but Trevor is on island. And Trevor is the ambassador responsible for health and wellness and so on out there. And he's doing an excellent job in that area. He's an oncologist. He deals with, cancer, research cancer patients, treating surgeries, and just name it. He has been doing a fantastic job out there. So again, I want to extend my deepest condolences to him and his family. All right? They're very, very nice people. So again, it's tough when you lose your mother. I think the funeral will be on the 26th. I think it will be on the 26th of June. I stand to be corrected, but I think it will be on I think it's the 26th, I heard. But once I get the date, I will let you know further. All right? Nice. So folks, again, I want to thank you for being a part of the program this morning. I want to wish you all the best. I want to encourage you to go out there and be productive in any field that you are in. Grenada is still a very peaceful place. The people are still warm and friendly. We are a peculiar people, right? We are loving, kind. We are warm. We are friendly. This place is home, and we must try our best to build it, to transform it, to turn things around. Somebody asking what time it's starting. The starting time for the town hall meeting. Let me see. Starting time, 7 p.m. All right, so the meeting starts at 7 p.m. All the town hall meetings, they start at 7 in the p.m. So 7 p.m. as a starting time for all the town hall meetings. And everyone is welcome to be a part of the town hall meeting. It's not an NDC thing or NNP thing. It is for the entire parish. St. Patrick, the first one. St. Andrew, same thing. Carriacou, Petit Martinique, same thing. St. George, you can come from wherever and be a part of the town hall meetings. All right? So folks, have a wonderful day. Take good care. Peace and love. I'll be back with you tonight, starting from 8 in the p.m. in the hub. So at 9 o'clock, the Honorable Claudia Joseph will have that press conference.